All right, get this going here.
All right, wait. So so what are we doing? We're trying to give tips on how to play the map, or are we just watching and telling you how to play better?
A little bit of both, I guess. So I want to say, like, look at this shot. This is what we're looking at as far as server goes right away, right? So game starts off. He's moving a little bit, so it's not good enough. But you can see the bullet behind him, right?
Yeah, has to be about an inch to the right.
Oh, it looks like it hits him, but it actually doesn't, right? I think that's a fake shot.
None of those
So
shots are gonna hit that
yeah,
range. You have to be literally leading so far.
so far, exactly. I just want to say, I want to show you where I am leading and show how it's not even far enough, right? Like, you see how it shows on my screen red, and if you didn't know already, when there is so some people might actually not know this. Shit, what am I doing? You see that center dot on my screen when the reticle is red? That means it's a headshot. That means my reticle is placed on his head. But because of the host and because of what we're looking at, that shot is not far enough of a lead to hit him, even though it shows red and a headshot. Okay. So, as you push out of the base, Aaron, why don't you talk about beginning shots a little bit here? I'll fly around.
Okay.
This
My
is
favorite place,
against
the best,
Spectre and
the best
Lifestyle
place
too.
to go on the map is if you can make it up to P3 without getting naded. That's obviously the best place to be in the beginning of the game. What I used to like to do back in the day, when it's a different game, MCC is not a bit different, but I used to like to go to get the frag grenades pink 1. So it's also a good route to go to. If your team can nade their pink side before they get up to pink 2, and you can keep them trapped in their pink and you get control of it, that's going to be the most ideal beginning strat. If you can get the nades on the frag grenades P1.
So generally what you're going to see is you're going to have one person sit in window, two people go pink, and one go car. You don't necessarily have to do that, and part of your strat depends on, what the enemy team may be doing, but that's what you're going to see most often, right? So also...
They can't hear me, apparently. You got to turn me up or something.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can turn you up. Okay. Say something?
Hello? Hello.
Oh, yeah, it should be better. Okay. So...
I was saying, if you can get control of pink at the beginning... Was I drunk last night? No, I had not even one drink. Why? Are you talking about when we played together, realized? Sorry. I don't want to keep talking about the game. Anyway, you get control of pink 3 if you can, if you get to pink 3. And I usually try to get the fire grenades pink 1. If you can get up to pink 2 first and set up a wall sheet insta, that's going to work out as well. If you can get there first and make sure that you're there and you can dodge an insta grenade and try to get there first. But that's also, it's a 50-50 risk. You probably need a teammate, hitting pink 2 at a time that isn't the exact same, so you both don't get naded by the same nade, like one right after the other. So if I get a spawn pink side of the base, I'm gonna jump out pink side and try to nade pretty much where people would land on the bottom of the street.
Yep. So you can see in the beginning, pretty decent nades come through, as opposed to our side. We do a better job at avoiding the grenades. But there's two schools of thought, right? You either want to stick them as they're going up street, get them weak, or you want to keep them off the nerd as well. So one idea of the grenades is you're bouncing them off P3 so that they fall here on nerd and they cannot actually go up to P2, further emphasizing and helping your players running pink to get that P3 control initially. So, as you can see, starting off the game, I'm engaged in a fight with this guy car side. We'll pause this because this is the big, long, extended battle. Over towards P side of our base. What do we got? Sure enough, just like Aaron said, guy goes P3, another guy's in P2, they get a 3v1. We got 2 dead, we've got a numbers advantage. I'm fighting a guy car side the base, and last guy is here P street. So hopefully my teammates can play that one well, use their numbers advantage to get the win there. See how it plays out. Oh yeah, we'll show Elamite real quick, because Elamite obviously is going to come out winning this 1v1. I mean, let's be honest.
Let's see what you do. Hold on. Okay, if I was you right here, it's not terrible, but I probably would have began with jumping right there where you just did. That's where I would have went first.
So it's funny, you don't hear this in the stream, but I remember this game because it's from this morning. I'm yelling, "You think I'm backing down? I'm holding forward."
Yeah, I was there for that. You just, oh yeah. The one part, bro, that I watched in your stream right now. This part.
So we get 3 dead, and sure enough, this is what we're doing. Okay, so let's talk about 3 dead, Aaron. We got pretty good P control and map control here, right? Somehow this guy gets up the street, but we've got a nice collapse coming. Take us away.
Okay, well, we have to play it a little bit, but you guys have the complete map right here. So you're in that bubble, and they're going to be probably spawning, 90% sure they're going to be spawning right by the lift under their base. So what I would do is have a guy ping 3.
So they actually spawn top of the base here. So no one is in their base blocking it yet. So like, and this is what I'm thinking as well as I'm moving towards bubble. I could run right into their base immediately and maybe block a spawn or two. But honestly, like when we have this much map control, I want them to spawn top of their base, right? We have to kill them again, no matter what. Before we run this flag, I'd rather them spawn top of their base than in car 2 or P1 behind me, right? So that's why I go bubble here. So we get 2 dead. Now I'm pushing in. I know that's the last guy. I got a 3v1 for my teammates P side. Last guy's top of the base. I have to pull off or I'm dead, right? 3 dead. Looks like we get another kid. 3 dead again. I hear the lift. Oh, it's a dead body. It faked me out. But then they spawned again. So ideally, when you're playing Heretic flag in Halo 3, you're going to want to run the flag car. Now, a lot of different flag routes work, but car side is definitely the most common, easiest one to work, and there's a couple of reasons for that. You know, it's a pretty quick angle. You have additional protection that you don't have P1, and it's easier to kill them when they spawn P1 than it is to kill them in car 2 when they spawn. So, you know, one of the easiest ways to stop it from here is you got to run out front of the base, and that's a really easy spot to kill them. And it's harder to kill them as they push out P, or if they spawn P1 or get like a split spawn. So if you run the flag P and you don't actually block all of P1, they can like sandwich you so easily or insta-explode you out the tunnel or do any of that stuff. So that's why car side is going to be the most
If
common.
it was Halo 2, you could run a P1 because you can't, it's just hard to get the flag past the pink side of the base because of insta-exploding and stuff. And they can shoot you from under the base. If they stop the flag P1 at all, then it's going to be hard to cap. Basically.
So this is a good example, right?
You have car 2 open, you can run it pink 1 if you're going to spawn kill him car 2 or something. But yeah,
mainly it's harder to spawn kill him car 2 than it is P1, basically, especially because you got that guy P3 looking down on him.
So what happened?
But this is I don't even remember what happens here, but this is a good example. So they have to, because I could easily, let's say we're on the other team, right? We can break down what they do to break out of their setup. So that's everyone on the map is alive right now. Let me get down here, see where they all are. So it looks like they all come off spawn below the base. And you know, one's lifting. You definitely want to have a guy lift. And then we'll see how this one plays out. See, so like Syndicate goes for the flag stop, but that's, you know, probably not what you want to do in this situation here. We just talked about how easy it is to kill that guy in car ramp, and that flag carrier, you have a very low chance of stopping that flag because of how far he already is. Maybe I go for 2 grenades out the window, but you know, for example, you're probably not going to want to have to jump out the window.
Okay, here. We're going to have a disclaimer because this is very, very important. I think this is the most important, maybe the most important thing separating amateurs and pros potentially. It's something that everybody gets stuck doing in Halo. And that is, you have to identify when it's a dead flag or a stoppable flag. Obviously, you have to desperate it if it's the last cap. But, like, if they get the flag pool fresh, meaning none of your teammates are going to be in position to have a good chance to stop the flag. Right? If you have to make a probability judgment. If you try to stop the flag and you don't, you're going to sacrifice time and resources to like getting map control back, right? If you don't stop the flag and they're just like shooting you from ping 3 and you're not shooting them back.
The worst thing you can do on a flag run is the worst thing you can do on them running a flag is give them 2 flags, right? And the only way that happens is by you overextending off your respawn or your life and giving them a free opportunity to get 4 down again.
Yeah. So the play that every young kid, every person makes is like trying to stop flags when like they're gonna cap it, you know, and if they're not terrible, and then you just pretty much give up map control and you cost your team even more the map control and the chance to win the game, you know, because a lot of this stuff snowballs in Halo, you know. So like just try to identify when you can stop. My point is try to identify when you can stop flags and when you can't, you know.
Look at this play too. And look, so like, you know, you got to recognize where you can live and where you can die at in a certain situation. So like from my situation, Oh, that guy's one shot top of the base. Okay, so we kill that guy. I know there's a guy weak. Another one in front of the base. Look at the getaway.
Yeah, that's a good play. That's an excellent play by Elamite.
So
Running away to his side of the map when he's no shields, especially, have a less probability of dying.
Well, I mean, I am like, look how exposed that is, car 1, right? But it's only exposed, you know, if there's people to kill him. And when 2 people run out front of the base and die immediately, and then a guy's pushing out car, I know I have so much protection here at bottom mid. Like, the only place I'm worried about now is car side their base, and
the
maybe
only
way,
the only route, the only time I'm going on, if I spawn under the base, the only time I'm going out front of the base, Gandhi, is when I think there's like only 2 people alive on the other team and they're trying to run the flag, and like maybe I can insta-explode one of them and get them no shields or something.
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna let me in from pink 3 and somebody else. I'm not just gonna die, because a lot of people run out Gandhi and just die and just like trying to stop the flag.
Or like, even run out, you get shot
the
twice,
only way you're stopping the flag, if you're under the base, is if you throw really good nades car 2 that end up insta-exploding him and stopping him. And you can either shoot him to no shields and stop him or not, but like, you're not going to stop it. You're only going to stop the flag if you stop it before it gets like right there on their side of car 2.
Which is something else to mention here, is that what is my responsibility as a player when I'm car side of the base? The flag is moving car 2. I need to be able to help my teammate if they spawn car 2 right now. Car 2 is my primary goal. Now, they're already all alive and they're not in car 2, not doing any action, but I still need to be able to react in case. They're front of the base. Now, the highest threat of that flag carrier dying now is somebody who already flanked through P1, but that's not necessarily my responsibility. You know, letting my teammates know if I see it is great, but my responsibility is keeping them out of the front of the base. That's what we're doing here
just
right
another
now.
savage with the 6 for your host. Thank you so much for that. Jessica, appreciate you. Westland, what up?
Why am I standing right here instead of right here, or instead of right here, right? From right here, I can see P1, I can see front of the base, I could peek to my left, see anyone charging from this direction. Also, if I peek out this direction, I could get stuck, I could get lit up, there could be a grenade there. I have so much protection over here, and angles cut off to where I'm fighting 1v1s even though there's 2 people looking at me. 2 people trying to look at me, but I'm positioning myself to fight 1v1s. Same thing right here. I'm pushing forward because I am just cutting off the angles that guy has to look at me now. So, you know, run away, boom, boom, boom. What do we say was the worst thing you can possibly do? Suicide out and give them a double cap. What is happening right now? We just capped that flag and we're already moving the next one.
Yeah, and this map especially is about, if you spawn the enemy team under their base, that is the worst place you can spawn. You have 3 routes out. If you go tunnel, you're going to lose every battle to ping 3. If you go out to Gandhi at the front, you're just going to get lit up as well from ping 3. Like, it's the only way that you really want to go is lift up most of the time, unless you can like double team the guy ping 3. And if you spawn under the base, you're just so far back that they're going to be able to cap every flag pretty much.
Yeah, so what do you think of all this stuff here?
I kind of missed what you did. You're going on a wild flank, it looks like. That's a good stick. This is pretty good. I might have tried to back up there a little bit quicker. I don't think he saw 2 guys and he stuck around a second too long. You know? But that's obviously a nitpicky play. So you've done good. And then
we did.
You didn't notice that your teammate died, though. You should have noticed that from the kill feed and turned around or something. Even though obviously you don't have call outs, but
right.
That's something to pick up on is kill feed. Like,
kill feed's huge. Yeah, you gotta know when your guy dies and when
you have to always, in Halo, you have to always have a general awareness of where your teammates are, even if they're not calling out where they are or anything.
Perfect time to push out from below the base.
Yeah. See, they're spawning car 2s. Making them spawn car 2 can be good. Like, so, on this map especially, a lot of maps in Halo 3, you want to be on top of other people's spawns, shooting them right when they spawn up as quick as you can, because usually right when they spawn up, it's a spawn where they don't really have escape routes, you know? And if you start attacking them, like, by math, here's something about Halo and like Halo 3 and like math that a lot of people don't really understand, is like, if you have multiple people lighting them up as soon as they spawn where they don't have the reticle on anyone and they're not really in a fight, if you can just get that one extra shot down before they start to move, you're just like, that's that one bullet that you need to win the entire engagement with your team against their team, you know? So a lot of times you want to be shooting them as they're all spawning up, because a lot of times they all spawn up in the same area unless you're blocking it after they spawn up. And if you get those extra shots in, it's going to be huge, you know?
Yep. So for me here, right, I'm spawning up. I just want to get into the fight as fast as I possibly can, right? So my teammate had already pushed out front of the base. I noticed we had a numbers advantage when I did come off spawn. This is what's great. We talk about controlling top of the map. We had a guy, yeah, wait, which one is that guy? I think we had another guy, P3. So where are our teammates at? Guys below the base, there's there. Okay, he's top mid, yeah. So, like, we are pushing in and we are collapsing. So I like this play, dude, right? This guy's probably recognizing I can't get much damage down from P3, especially online. I'm shoving Car2 to help him out. Because if you have full top mid control, they're not going to spawn P2.
Exactly. But it's not even that they won't spawn P2, but, like, a lot of people don't do that. Like, on this map and a lot of maps in general, usually as soon as one enemy spawns, the rest of the enemies will probably spawn with that guy. You know what I mean? So you want to be on, like I said, you want to be on top of the battle, like doing that math, that extra shot of damage, the extra area to, you know, cut people off. You want to be pressuring the spawns as soon as you can in this map. Except for, obviously, when you don't want to pressure them when they're spawning under their base because they only have 2 escape routes. But when they're spawning P2, if they're spawning P2 and Car2, or P1 and Car2, you want to be, like, somehow, if you know they're going to spawn there, you want to be on top of them, like top middle shooting them as soon as you can.
Yeah, because there's one thing to be said. When they're spawning Car2, this is a great angle to go to from P3 or P2 to fight. But an underappreciated angle, or something some people might think about, dude, when you're P2 and they're spawning P1, it's actually so much better to fight them from, like, top center than it is from in P2. Because if you're in P2, you should probably go P3 instead to fight them. But when they're spawning P1, they generally are not looking top mid as much as they are looking needles or trying to get into P2, and they'll ultimately a lot of times have their back to you. So it's a good place.
A lot of times they'll be looking P3, and if you're P2, you can get naded, you know, insta-exploded. If you're P3, obviously it's best, but like at top middle is an underappreciated angle that a lot of people don't go to spawn kill people on this map especially. In fact, I'll just throw it out right now. Top mid is probably the best unused spot on this map in certain situations.
And it's great to run it there too a lot of times.
Back in the day when we were good at Halo 3, a lot of people ran at top mid, yeah. And then I would have to set up the whole like situation to explain it, but if you have pink control, bro, you don't necessarily need to go pink 1 or like their pink street to their flag every time. You can go pink 2. Like, say you don't have good control yet. You say you don't have, like, 4 dead yet. You can go P2 to top mid, and they're just stuck under their base 9 times. Or they're spawning in the glass on the back top base, or their car pocket, or their pink pocket. And if you just use those little lips, you know, those little poles top mid to kind of dodge shots sometimes, you can usually stay up there and get a lot of good damage down and stay alive and get your shields back and be in a really good position. Or jump into the flag and run it, you know. But if they are under the base and they end up lifting, and you have one teammate pressuring them, you're going to get a lot of shots down on them without them doing anything. And a lot of people don't use...
Because not only that, but you got to go... Where else should you go? You should go wings. And then when you do have full control, playing front of the base is so huge, right? You actually have so much protection when you're front of the base, either car side or P side.
Yeah, that box right there is pretty good. Yeah.
All around these angles, you should be taking advantage of all of these, right? Going up to the wing, you can actually go from this spot, jump up to the wing, you can jump P2, you can jump top
also
mid,
like,
jump their base,
here's the other thing, there's a threat. If you try to go from their pink side to their flag, and they're trying to like defend their flag from being pulled, you have a high threat of getting insta-naded, insta-exploded, and getting traded out. If you try to go into their base too early, that is a high risk for your team, and if you die, you probably costed your team the flag cap. You know what I'm saying? So you don't necessarily just want to dive into their base from pink side sometimes. I see a lot of people do that. So many people do that. Like, your teammates are still coming off spawn. Like, sometimes your teammates are still in good positions where if you do get a flag pull, they're going to be set up on the defense of that flag run so you can get the cap guaranteed. You know, so some people are trying to be too aggressive too early into the enemy base to get flag touches. I mean, obviously this isn't every time, but they just trade out. They just, like, get no shields and end up getting cleaned up. And then it's like, oh, you know, that team, that defensive team ends up stopping that flag touch for that time period because they were too aggressive.
Like, this guy plays this pretty well here. We go 3 down. He's last guy alive. He just kind of like hides up center and then cruises into P2.
Yeah, this is a good play. Being on sword spawn is a really solid point on the map.
See, this dude has no business winning this fight. So what does he do? He puts 2 shots on one guy, another on another, and just backs down, right?
Also, that he has no help yet. So yeah, like, dude, so many players would like try to do more damage there instead of just running back, and this is a good play.
Yeah, we're just working together. Let's go back to me. So what do I do here?
And this is the best spot on the map, basically, P3. Like, yeah.
Oh my God, look at the shots.
So I like where you went. Your teammates should be, yeah. You did a good job here. You're being aggressive. You're jumping
I wanted
out.
to go wing, but I missed my jump, I think, is what I wanted to do.
Yeah, I think you were a bit too aggressive there.
Yeah. Right now, I'm just. This is still. I'm in the mindset of I'm not going to stop pulling forward. So I want to go wing. I want to land.
Looks like you're showing off for the
here.
stream, to be honest. Looks like you're a bit. You're
trying
to have fun playing. That's what it looks like.
Yeah. Alright, anyway, I die here.
Alright, 2P1 right here. This should be an easy, like, they're eventually gonna die.
Don't
go to a stupid spot and cost your teammate the cap. Or your team the cap. Yeah, I mean,
I should put my head on round, but I think I'm dead either way. But yeah, either way, 3 dead. Flags moving P.
When you're in hard mode, definitely in Halo 3, you want to you don't want to mess around getting your health back because of how long it takes. You want to just try to do it in one swing. You know, you don't want to pop out for an extra shot if you're no shields because, you know, if you do get hit one more time and you don't die, it's going to take another 8 seconds to start.
You should only be doing that when there's 1 or 2 guys alive. If there's 3, 4 guys alive, it's just too easy to get picked up, right?
Yeah, you don't want to do that a lot. You only want to do that if you want to help your teammate finish a kill guaranteed, and you're not going to die. You don't think you're going to die. They're under their base here. I wouldn't have gone under the base here if I was you.
The difference between you and the U.S. champion.
See, because I mean, I don't know what the hell they're doing.
So yeah, I mean, hindsight, after I kill this guy, that's 4 dead. I probably should have gone. I was scared they're gonna spawn P1.
You could have done anything, basically. You should have gone P1 and it's you want them to spawn
probably
under their
should
base.
Go out Gandhi.
You want them to spawn under their base. You should have just kept them there.
Should have gone at Gandhi ramp, I think.
That's the other thing about Halo that nobody understands is when the enemy team's in bad positions, you don't have to kill them. You know what I mean?
It's most prevalent in Halo CE, but it is similar in the later Halos as well, yeah.
That guy is not stopping. He's not doing anything. You don't have to fight him until, your teammates are. Here's the reason why. Your teammates are running back to your base trying to run a flag. They aren't gonna be able to do anything for for literally 5 to 10 seconds. And if you wait to engage a battle until the enemy team is already pushing it more on the map, looking for people, and instead of you don't want to be dying right when they're spawning up, because if you're dying right when they're spawning up, your teammates are now going to meet them halfway instead of your teammates being in better positions when they're fighting them the next time.
Look at this.
Better positions than them.
Look at these shots.
Holy shit. FOV just makes it too easy, dude. Shit's... I like these shots. I like these plays. But I don't know where you're going.
I think I went back to try to help my teammates P-side.
You've been dropping bottom mid a lot, I feel like.
That's because it's the fastest way to get from one side to the other.
I don't know. I guess I was on decent play. Pretty smart getting this damage. Oh my god. You play crazy nowadays.
That's it. That's all she wrote. I didn't even realize we had 4 caps up until that point.
You had some good plays, dropping that flag there, baiting him out. That's smart. Smart play.
We did what we needed to do.
My only critique was when you're getting people weak and you're in like pink 2, you're just like jumping around on bottom mid and shit. Like
I
just.
played a lot from bottom mid there.
I mean,
Which
I know you're not giving him any respect. You're trying to just like get flanks or whatever and like go on unexpected spots, but you're wild.
I was keeping them guessing. They never know. They're like, he's bottom